Greetings, I'm Dr. W.D. Gaster. It appears that my initial Q&A went very well. I'm so glad to see that people are willing to learn. Let's see. What do we have this time? If you're stuck using 2024 tech despite being from 2074, you're not using somebody else's money to communicate with those programs, are you? What are you implying? That I'm mooching off Softopus? I'll have you know that this is a mutual agreement. The host of this YouTube channel would provide the technology, and I would volunteer my time and effort. Since we cannot share any funds across the realms, this means that Softopus would be the one to bear the monetary costs. Should you wish to support our humble endeavor, the donation box can be found somewhere in the channel links. Do you like art? How do I answer this? Let's say that I appreciate works of mastery and beauty. However, if left to my own devices, my sense of design is unfortunately rather macabre. Perhaps it would be best to say that I'd rather appreciate works of art as an observer. Any thoughts on coffee, Gaster? I like it as a novelty drink. Unlike many who treat coffee as a mere stimulant, I consider it, like I do my tea, a beverage meant to be savoured. Which means I'm very open to exploring different blends and preparation methods. Speaking of which, Papyrus shared a curious brew from the faraway maritime tropics. Margarine and sugar were added during the roasting process, giving the beans a sweet yet intense aroma of dark caramel. It was nearly headache-inducing, yet comforting at the same time. Hey, Doctor, what's in the cup? Nothing, actually. The cup you're seeing right now is a prop. It's rude to drink when somebody's watching. What's the most personally surprising thing you've discovered about the surface of your world? Could be anything. Societal, nature, geographic, historical, etc. It would be the gaps in technology. In general, the underground was considered technologically inferior to the surface, except for two key pieces, the determination extraction machine and the core. Those two inventions were apparently leagues ahead of anything the surface had, so much so that we were able to negotiate for trade agreements with human society. Last I heard, the profits fed the national treasury quite well. Before I forget, the nation also built a new water treatment facility, pumping and processing the vast amounts of groundwater beneath our territory. The combination of monster and human technology heralds a new era of cultural exchanges. Why are you white, Gaster? Is there any specific beauty product you use? Without going into credit-destroying detail, my pure white bones are proof that I'm born of magic. Physical bones are much yellower than one would realize. Even a sun-bleached specimen would never be as pristine as a magic-based bone. On the subject of beauty products, I've stopped using them ever since I became an amalgamate. This state is both immortal and impervious. Thus, the usual wears and tears of life are no longer an issue for me. However, when I was a regular monster, I applied heavy moisturizers on my hands and feet before going to bed. Those extremities tended to get rather worn from the day's labours. The face, being my most delicate asset, did better with a salve of soft beeswax and restorative oils. Perhaps you're wondering about the cracks on my skull? Thankfully, under the skillful care of both King Asgore and Queen Toriel, the wounds have healed without any lingering pains. That was a long, long time ago. How does a skeleton make a baby? An excellent question. I'm glad that people across the realms are so keen on learning about the miracle of birth. Given the chance, I would prepare an entire class lecture on this subject. I'll have you know that I was the doctor who delivered both Sans and Papyrus. Please hold on, the channel host is trying to tell me something. Excuse me? We're out of time and credits? I was just getting to the best part. I suppose the Gaster tea time tales take precedence. Since such is the case, I concede, I shall answer this question in the next session. This marks the end of the current Q&A. Listeners, I hope you have a good day or night, wherever you may be.